Hello everybody, welcome to the core and recovery class. If you are currently watching through my website, if you wouldn't mind just going ahead and clicking on the video itself, that will take you to YouTube. And then in the comment section, just type your name so I know who's participating today. We'll get started in about 5 minutes or so. AJ Roy, welcome, welcome. At this point, you can't not come to the class because you have perfect attendance. You know what I mean? Yeah. The more you attend, the bigger the disappointment will be when you don't show up. I'll guilt you into being here. Cool. Well, thank you, AJ, for joining. Great. Janine is here. Mother Superior. Bruce is here. I won't use an expletive, but F yeah. Glad you're here. It's been a while. AJ, my mom asked me to invite you to the Monday yoga class, so. What's up, Bruce? Just so everyone knows, Bruce, I think Bruce was actually my first client that I ever trained in New York. I think one of my first Instagram posts was this like before and after picture that Bruce put together. So basically, he's the core and recovery veteran. We'll give it a few more minutes. Again, if you are just tuning in through my website, please go ahead and click on that video. And then in the comment section in YouTube, just type your name. Hello, Anna. Welcome. Long time no see. Actually, I guess I can't technically see you, so it's still a long time no see, but good to have you here. For those of you who are watching right now, just take a look at my setup behind me. This is probably what you need, save for the kettlebell. That's just for aesthetics. Should have a mat or something soft to lie on. If you have yoga blocks or a similarly square object, the 6th and 7th volume of Harry Potter work really well. And then a strap or a towel. That will be for one specific exercise that we do today. And of course, a water bottle and a smile. Excited to see you too, Bruce. All right, I'm going to give it one more minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. Make the announcement one last time. If you're watching through the website, please go ahead and click on that video. And then in the YouTube comment section, just go ahead and type your name so I know who is participating today. All right, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who are new to the class, Bruce and Anna, I'll just give you a little kind of lay of the land on how I structured the class. First part is going to be recovery, so we'll go through some mobility routines, things that focus on joint health. And then after that, we'll get into our core portion. That'll be the harder portion of the class. Yeah. This is my cat, Jazz. She will make appearances throughout. So let's go ahead and get started with our mobility work. When we're doing mobility work, a few important things. Whatever joint we are isolating, that should be the only joint that's moving while we're doing that exercise. We want to go nice and slow, and we want to try to find the full extent of our range of motion each time we go through the movement for whatever joint we're working with. So we'll go ahead and start with our ankles. I'm going to extend my left leg onto the floor. Right leg, I'm going to hug into my chest like this. I'm going to make nice, slow circles with my ankle. Each rotation I want to take about 5 to 10 seconds. Good. Let's go ahead and reverse, switch directions. Good. Switch legs. Nice slow circles. Good. Reverse directions. And I'll just mention too that if at any point you have any questions about any of the exercises we're doing, feel free to ask. Just type your question in the comment section. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'll answer it once I see it. Good. Switch directions. I see that Rachel just joined. Hello, Rachel. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And good. All right, working with the hips. We spread the knees and the hips nice and wide. Want to be on the heels of our feet. All right. We're going to start by grabbing our ankles, pressing our knees into our inner thighs, and trying to open the knees as wide as possible as we lift the chest, long spine. All right. Now, keeping your arms here, we're going to try to close the legs. So I'm squeezing my legs together, but I'm preventing that from happening by using my arms. Relax. Try to open the knees. Nice. Try to close the hips. Good. Open. And close. Good. And relax. Hands behind us. Fingers pointing away from the body. Working with one leg at a time. I'll start with my right leg. I'm going to drop my right knee in towards midline, keeping both of my hips on the floor. Okay, so I'm internally rotating this leg. At the same time, I'm trying to open that left knee to the floor. Good. Open the right knee, open the right knee, and then drop the left knee in. Good. Open left, internally rotate right. Good. Open, drop in the left. Good. Switching back and forth on your own time. Good. One more on each side. Good. All right, we're going to rotate so that our chest is facing our left leg. We're going to be in a position called 90-90. It's called that because we have a 90-degree angle here in the front knee, 90-degree angle in the back knee. Okay. My chest and hips are trying to rotate forward so that they're parallel with the bottom part of our front leg. Okay. If this is a little hard for you, if you have tight hips, you can lean off to the side or put a yoga block or something underneath your seat. Okay? So there are two ways to modify. You can also tuck in that back leg if that makes it a little easier for you. But if you can, 90-90. Chest and hips parallel with the bottom part of the front leg. Okay, we're going to lean forward, keeping the spine nice and straight, hinging at the hips. Hands come to the floor. Take a few nice deep breaths here, feeling the stretch. All right, from here we're going to activate this stretch a little bit. We're going to drive the the front leg into the floor. Okay, so drive that front leg into the floor, hands to your shoulders. Use the drive from that front leg to press yourself back up to a neutral position. Okay, now we lean forward, resisting our weight by pressing that front leg into the floor. Lean forward as far as you can while maintaining a straight spine, and then press back up. Good. Let's do 5 of these. Good. One more. And good. Let's go ahead and swivel over to the other side. Right leg in front this time. Same position, 90-degree angle in the front leg, 90-degree angle in the back. Hips, chest, trying to face parallel with the bottom part of the front leg. Okay. Start by leaning forward with a nice straight spine, finding a stretch. Good. Activate the stretch. Drive the front leg into the floor. Hands come to shoulders. Press yourself up to neutral. Good. Lean forward, resisting the weight by driving the front leg into the floor. And then pressing back up. Good. 2 more. Good. All right. Hips should feel a little bit more mobile now. We'll work our way up into our spine. So we'll get on all fours. Make sure that shoulders are stacking directly over your wrists. Make sure your hips stacking directly over your knees. If you do yoga, these are cat-cows. They'll be very familiar to you. So you're going to inhale, lift the pelvis, lift the back of the head, extend the spine. And then exhale, tuck the pelvis, tuck the head, round the spine. Moving with the breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex and round. Good. Finish with 1 or 2 more cycles. All right. Working up from the spine, we're going to get into our shoulders and our shoulder blades. So I'll just explain a little bit about the different motions our shoulder blades can go through. Some of the exercises we're going to do today are going to require us to use our shoulder blades in very specific ways. So shoulder blades, 2 triangular shaped bones, on the back of your thoracic cage. They can protract, which is where they slide forward, wrapping around the rib cage. They can retract, where they squeeze together in the back. They can elevate when they go up. They can depress when they go down. And then they can also rotate. Okay, so a lot of different motions. Shoulder blades are the anchors for our shoulders, so it's really important to know how to use those properly in conjunction with what we're doing with our shoulders. So we're going to work on a little bit of protraction and retraction. We're going to be on all 4s, just like we were for cat-cows. And what we're going to do here is we're going to keep the spine in one piece, and we're going to lower the spine in between our shoulder blades. So our arms are going to stay straight. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together. And then we're going to protract. So I'm going to drive my hands into the floor, sliding the shoulder blades around the rib cage. Okay? Retract, shoulder blades come together. Arms stay straight. And then protract, shoulder blades slide forward, wrap around the rib cage. Okay? Notice as I do this, I'm not flexing and extending the spine. My spine stays in one piece, isolating the shoulder blades. Okay? If you're like, oh, this is a piece of cake, totally easy, try walking the knees back a little bit. Good. If that feels totally easy, try doing it from a plank position. And good. Nice. Good. Shake that out. Roll the shoulder blades out. So that's a really important thing to practice anytime you're doing like planks or really anything on your hands where your belly's to the mat. You want to be slightly protracted, so pressing the floor away, right? So the top of a push-up, you want to be protracting the shoulder blades, or if you're holding a plank, really good thing to practice. All right, next we're going to work with the shoulder joint. This motion is a little bit complicated because the shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body. So just watch for one time through the movement, and then we'll go through it together. So I'm going to start with the right arm, just watching this one. I'm going to externally rotate the shoulder. So my palm is going to face away from my body. I'm going to cut my arm across my body, bringing my bicep up to my ear. Okay? From here, I'm going to internally rotate the shoulder, which means that my palm is going to face away from my body again. Okay? I'm going to reach back, continuing to rotate. So at the end, my palm faces away from my body. Now I'm going to lead with my thumb. I'm going to reach back. Once I can't go any further, I'm going to allow my shoulder to unwind. Bicep comes back up by the ear, palm framing the face. Arm cuts across the body, back to neutral. Okay? For this, you can do it standing. You can do it on your knees. I'm just doing it down here so that you can see what it looks like. All right, so let's do it together. We're going to do 3 times through, nice and slow. So externally rotate the right shoulder, palm facing away from the body. Arm cuts across the body. Bicep up by the ear, palm framing the face. Internally rotate the shoulder, palm faces away from the body, reaching back. Continue to rotate, continue to rotate, continue to rotate. And reverse, leading with the thumb. Reach as high as you can. Once you can't go any further, Allow the arm to unwind. Bicep up by the ear. Arm cuts across the body. Okay, as you do this, make sure that you're not opening or rotating the rib cage at all. Make sure the elbow stays straight. Arm cuts across the body. Bicep up by the ear. Internally rotate. Palm faces away from the body. Reach back. Continue to rotate. Continue to rotate. Reverse. Lead with the thumb. Unwind. Bicep up by the ear. Arm cuts across the body. Good. One more time. Good. Let's go ahead and do the other side. One key moment in this that I want you to pay attention to, when your arm's up here and we internally rotate and start reaching back, it's really common to rotate the rib cage to reach back. Try to prevent that. Keep the core nice and tight. Just have that motion come from the shoulder. Okay? Left side 3 times. Externally rotate, palm away from the body. Arm cuts across the body. Bicep up by the ear. Internally rotate, palm faces away from the face. Reach back. Continue to rotate. Reverse. Lead with the thumb. Then unwind. Bicep up by the ear. Arm across the body. All right, 2 more rotations. Good. One more. And good. Nice. Shake that out. Shake that out. All right. One more mobility exercise before we get into our core work. We're just going to warm up the wrists a little bit. We're going to be doing some stuff on our hands today, so it's important that we warm up our wrists. Okay? Feel free to do this standing, kneeling, whatever position you want. Left hand, palm facing up. Right hand on top, interlacing fingers. Curl the fingers down towards the ground. Flip the hands. Curl the fingers down towards the ground. Flip the hands. Down. Flip. Down. Flip. And then try to make it fluid and seamless. Good. Reverse directions. Fingers up, then flip, fingers up, then flip. Good. Shake that out. All right, take a quick drink of water if you need, and then we'll get into our core exercises. This is a great time if you have a question about any of those mobility exercises that we just did. This is a great time to ask a question. All right. First set of exercises we're going to go through are called dead bugs. This will be familiar to a lot of you. I do these every class. They're a lot of fun. They're very important. They teach you how to use your core as an anchor so that you can have free movement in the hips and the shoulders. So this is how we're going to set up for a dead bug. By the way, if you already know how to do dead bugs, you know which version you want to do, go ahead, do your 15 to 20, maybe 25 today. AJ, 25 for you. You've been upgraded, or use weight, AJ. Rachel has a question. What do you call that swimming-like one? I'm guessing are you referring to the shoulder rotation? I just call them shoulder rotations. You can also call them shoulder cars, controlled articular rotations. That would be the It's like technical terminology for that. All right. For dead bugs, on your backs, knees pointing straight up in the air, arms pointing straight up in the air. We're going to suck the belly button down and in, engaging the abdomen, flattening the lumbar spine on the floor. Exercise looks like this. Open, shoulders and hips, hands and feet hover an inch from the floor, making sure that you're still keeping the core braced. And then you're going to bring everything back to center. Okay? Inhale as you open. Exhale, close. Now the important part, as you open shoulders and hips, make sure that your back doesn't arch. See how my back came off the floor there? Make sure you're sucking that belly button down and in as hard as you can. All right? If you want to make it a little easier, hands on the floor, just do the hips. If you want to make it harder, extend the legs at the bottom of the exercise. The lower your feet are to the floor, the harder it will be to maintain core integrity. All right, let's do 15 to 20. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, open, exhale, close. On your own count, 15 to 20, go. Good. Finish up with 2, 3, 4 more, however many you have left, and then we'll work with version 2. All right. Version 2 of the dead bug. Very similar to version 1, except that it's contralateral, which means we're going to be working with opposite limbs. So what that means is right arm will go with left leg, back to neutral, left arm, right leg, back to neutral. Everything else stays the same. Inhale as you open, exhale, close, 16 to 20, go. Nice. Finish up with 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 or 4 more. Good. Feel free to take a sip of water. Make sure to hydrate. If you're in Southern California like me, it's very dry. It's very hot right now. All right, we're going to stay on our backs. We're going to move to an exercise that works and focuses on the backside of the body. This is another one that I do every class. It's a very fundamental movement. So we're going to be on our backs. This is a hip bridge. For your feet position, you should just be able to reach down and tickle your heels, okay? We're going to engage the core in the same way that we did for the dead bug, sucking the belly button down and in, bracing the torso. Movement looks like this. I'm going to drive my feet into the floor as I squeeze my glutes, pressing my hips up into the air. At the top, you should be one long line from your shoulders to your knees, okay? So we're really trying to extend the hips up. Try not to overextend by arching the lower back, okay? Think perfect ramp. And then lower back down. So that's version 1. Up, back down. Version 2, if you want to make it a little harder, bridge up, stabilize the hips, extend one leg, place it back down, extend the other leg, place it back down, hips to the floor. Show that one more time. Version 2, hips up, stabilize, extend, replace, extend, replace, down. Version 3, extend your leg at the bottom of the exercise. Press up on one leg, then switch, hips to the floor. Up on one leg, switch, extend, down. Okay? Choose your version. Go through, we'll do 16 to 20 on your own count. Make sure to keep breathing as you exercise. Exhale as you press up. Inhale, coming down. Good. Finish up with a few more. All right. We're going to take a quick breather. All right. While we're taking a quick rest, I will show you the next 3 exercises that we're going to do, and we're going to do these back to back in what you call superset. These are going to be a little bit more challenging. All right. All right. So number 1, I'll show you the easier version first, and then I'll show you the harder version and some optional things that you can throw in there. So first version, we're going to start in a child's pose. Just watch these 3 first. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my weight into a modified plank. Okay? And the way that I'm doing this is I'm going to drive and initiate with my armpits and my arms and shoulders. So from this position, what I'm doing is I'm going to drive my hands into the floor, basically pulling myself forward into this position. To return to child's pose, I'm going to press my hands into the floor, shooting my hips back. Okay? So pull with the arms forward, then shift back. Okay? Think of like you have claws and you're trying to claw your way to the front. Okay? So that's version 1. I'll also give you a little additional thing if you want some extra credit here. So after you claw your way forward, stabilize, try to tap one shoulder, tap the other, then press back. Okay, so that's version 1. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, what you'll do is you'll be in downward facing dog. Same action, claw your way forward to a plank, shoulder tap if you want. Then press the arms into the floor, back to downward facing dog. Claw forward to a plank, shoulder tap, press back. Okay, so that's exercise 1. Exercise 2. This one you will need a towel or a strap for, or a belt. All right, so for this one, you're going to be on your stomach, chest slightly elevated, so we're in a little back extension. I'm going to try to pull the strap or towel apart, right? So my hands are going in opposite directions, pulling apart, reaching forward, and then bringing the strap back to my chest. Pulling apart, reaching forward, strap back to chest. Okay? If that feels too hard to hold that back extension, you can do this exercise on your knees. Pulling the strap apart behind the head, reaching up, pull the strap apart, reaching up. Okay? That's exercise 2. Exercise 3, easiest of these exercises. You'll be on your stomach. These are called swimmers. Lifting one leg, switch, switch, switch. Okay, so we're keeping the legs straight, activating the glutes, pretending we're swimming. Okay. Arms are optional. All right, so those are the 3 exercises. We'll go through them back to back, starting with, I guess I'll call this like the clawing plank. So try 1 or 2, starting from your knees, and then from there, if you want to elevate, you can go to the full version from downward dog to plank. All right, let's try doing these together. Good. Claw forward to a modified plank. If you want, add a shoulder tap, press back, using the arms to activate. Claw forward, press, press back. Good. Claw forward. Think of protracting the shoulder blades, right? Not retract. Protract. Tap. Tap. Press back. Good. If you want to go to the full version now, feel free. Claw forward. Tap. Tap. Press back. Good. Claw forward. Tap. Tap. Press back. Claw forward. Pull your weight. Press back. Let's do 3 or 4 more. Whichever version you want. And good. Nice, shake that out. It's fun, right? Cool. If you have any questions about any of these exercises, please go ahead and ask and I can answer them for the next round. All right, exercise 2. Taking your strap, your towel, your belt. Full version on your stomach. Lifting the chest slightly, pulling the strap apart. Strap starts at chest, reach forward. Trying to rip the strap apart. Good. 3 more. Last one. Good. Nice. Go ahead and stay there. Hands in front of your face, elbows out wide. Going with our swimmers. For this, try to keep your legs straight. Lift one, about a foot off the floor, then switch, then switch. Ten more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Nice. Good. If you want to do a few cat-cows, maybe move the hips side to side. Maybe roll the shoulder blades out a little bit. Maybe shake the wrists out. Do what you need to recover. We're going to take a 2-3 minute rest before we move on to the next set of exercises. This is a great time if you have questions or any good jokes. Now's the time. No good jokes, I guess. Bad jokes? I'm open to that as well. All right, no questions, no jokes. In that case, keep resting. I'll just show you the 2 exercises that we're going to work on now. Oh, Bruce Brackett. Some of the motions have me feeling like I'm trying to rub my head and pat my stomach. Yes. That's part of it, right? Especially those contralateral dead bugs. That one always kind of screws people up a little bit. A photon walks into a hotel, and the concierge asks if he can help the photon with the bags. The photon says, "No thanks, I'm just traveling light." Oh man, for someone who's about to take a chemistry final, that is pure genius. Thank you, Anna. I would classify that as a good bad joke. That's a great joke, yeah. All right. I'll just show you the next 2 exercises while we catch our breath, recover a little bit. Both of these are isometric exercises, which means they're in the same family as a plank, which means that your body is under tension with little to no movement. All right, so the first one is called Beast Pose. Just watch. You're going to be on all fours. Set up like you're going to do cat-cows, and then we're going to adjust it slightly by bringing the knees in maybe 3 or 4 inches. Okay, so knees are about in line with my belly button if you drew a line here. Shoulder blades, not retracted, not fully protracted, nice and neutral. Tuck the toes under. Suck the belly button up and in, and then lift the knees an inch off the floor. Okay, so this is Beast Pose, neutral Beast Pose. We'll start by working with this one, and then once we do it for about 30 seconds, we'll come down, and then we'll try it again, where we lift maybe one foot, maybe the other, maybe a hand, maybe the other hand. Okay. So Beast Pose, that'll be the first one we work with. Second one will be Krabbe Pose. This is the counter pose to Beast Pose. So for this one, arms are going to be behind you, fingers pointing away. Or, if that's hard on your wrists, fingers can point out towards the sides. lifting the chest, back nice and straight, tucking the chin slightly. Lift the hips an inch off the floor. We'll try the neutral version first, and then after that, we'll try maybe lifting a limb or two. Okay? But let's go ahead and start with beast pose. If anyone has sensitive wrists, feel free to use some blocks. Put your hands at the edge of the block so that your fingers are over the sides. That'll reduce some of the stress through the tendons and the ligaments in your hand. Another way to modify it will be to use a chair. Right, you can hold the edge of the chair and do it like this. That'll reduce the amount of load that your body's holding. And you can still practice lifting a leg or two, maybe a hand. Okay, so those are two different modifications you can do. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and be on all fours. All right, we'll go for 30 seconds without lifting limbs, just practicing the neutral pose. Okay, and up. Make sure when you're doing isometric work that you're still breathing. It can be a little difficult, but try to maintain some good breath. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Good. If you need to, shake your wrists out. Maybe do some of those wrist circles. All right, we're going to do one more beast pose here in a moment. This time, play around with lifting different limbs. For this one, I'm not going to time. You do it for as long or as little amount of time as you want, okay? All right, beast pose. On your own time, play around with lifting limbs. When you lift a limb, try not to shift your weight, okay? So don't shift your weight, then lift. Shift, lift. Lift, hold. Lift, hold. Again, feel free to come down whenever you want, or you can hold it for the next 30 minutes, your choice. Maybe try lifting a hand and a foot. I've yet to master the lift all the limbs at the same time. That's the next step. All right, take a breather or keep going if you're a superhuman. I'll show you two different modifications for Krabbe Pose. This pose can put a lot of load through your wrists and elbows if you're not used to it. So one way to modify it is to use blocks or something similar to elevate your hands, right? Fingers pointing out to the sides. This will be one of the easier versions for your wrists and your elbows. Okay? Another option is to use the chair. Right? Hand on either side of the chair, driving the shoulder blades down the back. Okay, this one's really nice on the wrists. All right, so there's your two modifications. Now, in terms of what we're trying to do from a muscular standpoint, is we're trying to depress the shoulder blades. So I'm driving the shoulder blades down the back. Okay, that's the main action here. If our shoulders start creeping up towards our ears, that's no good. Right? Drive the shoulders down. Let's see. Rachel said you need to take physics to lift all 4 limbs in Beast. Yeah. Or I need to get a green screen and an anchor from the ceiling. All right. Going with Krabbe Pose. Use any modification you need out of the ones that I just showed you. Starting with the neutral version. Start by driving the shoulder blades down the back. Lift the hips, lifting the chest, head back, chin slightly tucked. Uh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips down. All right, we'll rest for about 30 seconds. Then we'll do Krabbe Pose again. This time you can play around with lifting a limb, maybe 2 limbs at the same time. Rachel, if you want to try lifting all 4, let me know how it goes. All right, back to Krabbe Pose. Play around lifting 1 limb, maybe 2. Or just do the normal version if that feels like it's enough for you. Make sure that you're always driving those shoulder blades down the back, pressing the floor away with your arms. And again, like Beast Pose, do this for as long or as little as you'd like. This is a great pose to practice while you're watching TV, right? You can just kind of hang out here, do your thing. Good. Feel free to come down whenever you'd like. I encourage you to do some wrist circles after that. I know it's a lot of load through the wrists and elbows. I think a lot of people often think of the wrists and fingers as kind of delicate parts of the body that hurt a lot when we put load through them, and that's true. One of the best ways to mitigate pain in the wrists and fingers is to strengthen them. So doing things like this is actually really beneficial long term if you practice consistently to having healthy wrists and fingers. We're going to go ahead and cool down now. Take it nice and easy. Let's start by crossing our left ankle over our right thigh. I'll show you another angle there so you see what it looks like. Hands behind. Good, let's go ahead and switch sides. I'll go ahead and make my class announcements now. This class is donation based. If you have funds to donate, it is greatly appreciated. You can do that through my website. There's a donate button on the homepage, as well as the live class page. If money is tight right now, totally understand. Don't worry about it. Just tell your friends, maybe share one of my posts on Facebook. Anything you can do to spread the love and share this community with others would be greatly appreciated. Other class offerings at the moment, I am doing a new class actually starting tomorrow through the Stronghold Climbing Gym. It's going to be a core and calisthenics class, so similar to this, a little bit more with planche positions, push-ups, body weight rows, things like that. Should be a lot of fun. And then Monday nights I do a yoga and meditation class at 7 p.m. So if you want to join any of those, just go to the live class page on my website and those will be available for you. All right. Next stretch, we're going to get on our sides, lying down. Whatever arm is on the bottom, you'll work with that arm first. So I want my elbow pointing out straight from my body, so perpendicular with my body, 90-degree angle here. I'm going to internally rotate my shoulder, trying to bring my fist towards the floor. Okay? Whatever hand is on top goes on top of your bottom wrist. And now what I want to do is I'm going to try to press my bottom hand towards my face. All right, so I'm trying to externally rotate it. I'm trying to do that with it. But I'm preventing that from happening by using this hand. This is called the sleeper stretch. Good, and release. Try to drive that fist towards the floor. Good, hand over top. Try to externally rotate the shoulder, pressing the wrist that way. Good, relax. Try to drive that hand to the floor. Good. Hand on top, press. If any of you practice jujitsu, this is something you'd want to practice to prevent arm locks and things like that. Good, and release. Go ahead and fully externally rotate that shoulder. Nice. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Bottom arm perpendicular with the chest. Drive the fist towards the floor. As low as it'll go. Top hand over top. Press your bottom wrist into your top hand. Good, release. Drive the fist towards the floor. Cover, press. Good, release. Drive the hand towards the floor. Cover and press. And release. Good. Shake that out. All right. Thank you so much for a wonderful class, everyone. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, AJ. Oh my God, I almost forgot AJ. That would be tragic. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. My roommate's about to get a haircut, so I gotta go and clear the space. Yeah, thank you again. Hopefully you can tune in tomorrow if you want another workout, or if you want to tune in on Monday night. It's really, really nice class. Very easy beginner's yoga and then some nice meditation. If you've never meditated before or you want to learn, this is a great spot to do it. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Love you all.